Can we talk about how men don't offer to buy girls drinks at the bar anymore? I've been single for 6 years and I can count on one hand how many times a guy has offered to buy me a drink. But it's not just that, it's guys coming up and approaching girls in general is so scarce these days. I'm like, we as women have almost made it where we're like, leave us alone so much to the point that they really are. And they all just want to like slide in your DMs, but would never approach you in real life.
Absolutely. Let me fix that because that frozen shot was weird. But look, absolutely. And she understands it perfectly. She hit the nail right on the head. Look, women spent decades telling us to stop approaching y'all. Stop bothering us. You guys are like, ill. Who tell you can talk to me? That's the honest truth. I don't owe you attention. If I want something, I'll get it myself. That was the sentiment. You even said buying drinks at one point was creepy. So what did you want us to do? We listened to you. We stopped messing with you. Like even at the gym, I don't understand. And look, I see it all the time. Men getting put on Instagram or TikTok for being weird or creepy because they're walking around with tights that look like it's their skin. You can see everything. And you're not expecting us to look, right? But you got your camera on and you got it pointed in the direction of us because you already know what you're doing. It's a thirst trap. We can see your inner goods. Of course we're going to look. And so what if we look? Who cares? How is that creepy? Especially when you're wearing stuff like that. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Look, she wants to act confused that we stopped doing the very thing you guys punished us for doing. And it's not a mystery. It's predictable. These are the predictable results of modern female behavior. Men didn't stop approaching you guys because we were insecure or we didn't have any money, right? Or we were lazy or whatever. We stopped because the cost outweighed the reward. It's that simple. Like I remember back in the day when I was single and I would be driving. If I saw a beautiful chick walking on the sidewalk, I was pulling up next to her. Imagine doing that today. Imagine pulling up next to a chick today, trying to talk to her. She's going to think that you're trying to abduct her. You can't even talk to women anymore. You can't talk to women at the workplace because they're looking to call a Me Too on you. It's crazy out here today. Why would a man walk up to a woman at a bar and risk getting embarrassed, getting mocked, recorded, getting called creepy? Why would we do that? So, of course, we're just going to DM you and avoid all the bullshit. And you guys built the environment. We just adjusted to it. And the best part is this. She said she's been single for 6 years and only a handful of men bought her a drink. Let me translate what that really means. That she used to be approached. She used to get the attention. She used to get the validation. Now it's slowed down and suddenly it's a problem for society and not a reflection of her own sexual market value. Look, I'm a student of human characteristics, and I can tell that this woman here is high as a kite. Okay? Maybe men don't like women who get high. Look at her eyes. They're hella red. She should have put some Visine on there. You know, that's just me. That's my personal observation. Okay. I don't like that. I'm not attracted to that. I know many men that are not attracted to that. We just don't want you guys high. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm old fashioned. I'm old school, man. I'm an old fart.
I didn't realize the internet would be this heated about whether or not a man should approach a woman, but I think that this gets to a deeper rooted issue around self confidence, self esteem, and generally the ability to tolerate discomfort in life. And when I think about these themes more broadly, I think what it all comes back to is learning how to really have a sense of trust within yourself, learning how to be okay with yourself despite whatever is going on around you. We cannot control how other people behave or respond or react to us, what they choose to do in life. The best you can do is control your own behaviors and the way that you respond to situations. And what I'm seeing to be so apparent across TikTok is how there's like such a divide between men and women. And how are people ever going to find healthy, flourishing relationships when we're constantly like butting heads against each other? And where people have these extremist negative views across both genders. It doesn't add up to me, and it frankly is very disappointing to see because holding that sort of belief and holding on to anger and hatred and resentment is only making all of us worse off.
So now we're angry, we're hateful, and we resent you guys. Look, everything she said sounds peaceful. It sounds mature and reflective. And on paper, none of it is wrong. But that's exactly the problem. It's the kind of message that ignores how we really got here. Because you notice she didn't bring that up. All she's talking about is self-esteem, emotional regulation, controlling your own reactions, the buzzwords like healing, trust, and self-confidence. All collegiate concepts, right? But completely unrelated to why men stop approaching women. This is what you guys do when you want to sound wise without taking accountability at all. You guys retreat into therapy language, collegiate therapy language. It's typical modern feminism philosophy nonsense. Everything is about emotions, healing and trauma and energy and self-trust. Sometimes things are about behavior and consequences. That's it. But here's the problem with her entire take. She says she's talking like the divide showed up out of nowhere. Rewind the video and listen to her. Men and women didn't randomly become divided. Men didn't randomly stop approaching. We didn't randomly pull back from dating. It happened because women publicly shamed us. You guys made interacting with you creepy. You guys weaponized rejection. And that's why we stopped. It's that simple. Like I said, I wouldn't even be able to approach a woman the way I used to approach them back in the day because they would be so guarded. They would look at me like I was crazy. I'll give you a perfect example. I was charging my vehicle. I saw this car pull up and the car looked really, really small. It was like one of them tiny little go-kart looking things, right? I forget if it was a Ford or a Chevy. Might have been a Chevy. And so I'm across, like I'm on the opposite side of this woman. And I opened my car, I got out, and I said to her, I'm like, can I ask you a few questions about your car? And she looked at me like I had 3 heads, like I was going to kill her or something. She was afraid. She was like, I guess. I was like, what's going on here? Look, you can't make this up. You can't even ask anybody questions. I think you guys watch too many Netflix crime stories, man, and the shit got you guys shook. That's the real root of the problem. It's not self-esteem. It's not tolerating discomfort or inner trust. It's not. I think it sits on top of a foundation of denial for what she said. And I'm going to leave that there. I'm always going to link the content creators back to the description. You can find them there. You can check out their page and their profile. You can show them some love, right? If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be doing this. Okay. So it's the right thing to do by showing them some credit. But with that, what say you? You guys understand what I'm trying to tell you here, the message that I'm trying to convey. It didn't just start on its own. Okay. This is what you wanted. So now we're just being reciprocal. Leave it in the comments. I'll see you on the next one.